It was a night that Liverpool fans will be celebrating for the fact that they did well against that game against Villarreal, almost called Man City there. Welcome you on the show, 360 Sports on Trust TV. I am Adeni Ajishafe. Good one for Liverpool fans all across the world. They did well, even though Villarreal nearly frustrated them, but they were able to get those 2 goals. Good one, celebrating the Reds there. Well, good one having you, Ibrahim Yusuf. You actually said that Villarreal would do something yesterday, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, well, it's always a pleasure to be here. Actually, I did say it was going to be closer than people actually expected. They weren't really blown away, you know. They were in the game for a very long period of time, and unfortunately, it just came undone.
Okay, you have the way to actually corner it up there. Well, Liverpool really did well. We have to celebrate them. Despite the fact that Villarreal came, they tried to, use the experience of Unai Emery in Europe and also playing against them before, but it didn't work out.
Yes, they had a game plan. You know, they wanted to stop Liverpool from playing, which is something that usually away teams do when they go to Anfield. You know, you try to stop Liverpool from playing. Unfortunately, you can't do that with the kind of players that they have and the style of play that they deploy. So it's very difficult for you to do that. But that was what Unai Emery set out to do. He wanted to put Liverpool in a position whereby the frustration might get to them, and then they might make a couple of mistakes and they might nip in. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. So, well, a good one for Liverpool.
We'll be taking more on this. Just let's start from the home scene, talking about Nigerian football, as we'll be looking at the Nationwide League One. Some matches were played just yesterday, while the big ones were happening. The third tier also, they were playing. Let's look at those results as it went down across Nigeria. Starting from Osopadek against Akure City, and then 1-0 draw. Buzdor defeated Rangers Feeders 3-0. Kano FC lost by a lone goal to Heartland Feeders. And you have Ramsey FC, they lost against Kano Stars 4-0. Sambra Corner 2 against Zoo United 1. Deluxe FC, they play 1-0 draw against Mighty Jets of Jos, the Feeders team now. And you have Mafeng FC 2, Misal United 0. Vet Rovers actually lost our game against Azuba FC. That's how it went down. A lot of matches were actually played in the Nigeria Nationwide League One, match day 7 on Wednesday, but we just have to pick some of it because we have a lot of teams in that particular league, third tier. Almost 140 teams are participating. So many teams here, but we just have to look at this because we have the Nationwide League One and also Division 2. A lot of them playing in that particular league there. Well, let's move away from NLO, that's the Nationwide League One. Let's look at the NNL result. Some matches were also played, although rescheduled matches, in the Nigerian National League. Quickly, let's look at those results, where Campus FC also did well against Adoration FC 2-0. Bayelsa United, they actually play 1-0 draw against Initial FC, 1-0 draw there, it ended. Those are the outstanding matches in the second tier of Nigerian National League. Well, while the second tier league and the third tier were playing, a match also took place at the MK Abiola Stadium, talking about the Apex League, that's MPFL for the men. Our guys really did well, talking about Kano Pillars versus Sunshine Stars. Well, that game ended 1-0 in favor of Kano Pillars, where Jerry Alex scored that goal. You have Katsina United also did well, beating Abia Warriors in their own game. Well, we were there at the game between Kano Pillars versus Sunshine. Let's quickly look at that particular game, how it went down at MKO Abiola Stadium. We'll be right back after this timeout.
We need to wake up to see Kano Pillars are true, because everywhere we go, we win. Last year, if you check the record, we played 10 matches unbeaten. Last year, we played 14 matches unbeaten. So we are not caring about not much, but we know we lost our various supporters, but we can't do anything. We are keeping up so to see Kano Pillars are out of this relegation.
Yeah, no, you can't talk about that. We have to do first by position. See how we assess again, continue to assess. You see, I have the young boys. Then get the fighting spirit, but at the end, we lack the finishing. But we play against a team where they are down the table. They are wounded lion because they want to come out by all means. That they have to use all the possibility, their strength to come up with that situation they have because for their name, at least, they play well. But we lose the game 1-0. The game for equalize. My boys show some good character from the second half. We lose concentration in the first half because Kano Pillars, their positioning with Rabiu Ali was moving. But it was, he's an intelligent player. When he move, we lose concentration for that middle. But for the second half, we'll do some few changes. I think we'll take control of the game. But lack of experience from my attacker. Yes.
I feel so excited when I scored the goal. Because when I position myself, so I saw the ball, the final, then I put it inside the net. Now, what we can do now is for us to put our head together and work together and fight together. Before you know, we'll go up.
Good one there for Kano Pillars. At least the adopted, or not even adopted, the Bannister home right now really favor them. They got the maximum 3 point there.
Yeah, we did speak about this this particular match, and we were wondering how Kano Pillars were actually going to be able to cope. You know, playing away from home, this one being like a neutral ground and everything like that. But they did manage to pull through, even though without the support that they're used to at their own stadium. But it was a good thing for them to be able to get that, and I believe with subsequent matches they might be able to get better at getting the feel of the ground and maybe get 1 or 2 of their supporters in there so that they can be able to cheer them on.
Well, Kano Pillars, at least they tried their best in that game, even though it wasn't easy for them, looking at what's at stake concerning fasting. Now we move to look at the way the table is right now. After those 2 matches we're playing, the match day 5 of the Nigerian Professional Football League, where you look at as it is right now, I think we just have to look at Kano Pillars. They've moved to 17th position there. I love the fact that they jumped at least a bit. They moved up a bit from 19th to 17th on the log. Looking at the way it is, it seems just the way their coach, say, Ibrahim Musa, that what they need right now is to make sure they are consistent in winning their games to be out of relegation zone.
Exactly. They need every point that they can get. They need to have every point that they can get from now to the end of the season, because that is what is going to make them move away from that particular from that particular relegation zone, because that is how it is. You understand? So they need to get the points. They need to move away from where they are so that at least they can climb up the table and have a semblance of stability. You know, we're really not used to seeing Kano Pillars in that particular position. It's something that is new right now.
Very new.
Yeah, it is something that's very new. You know, you're used to seeing Kano Pillars battling for the title, you know.
Among the big boys.
Among the big boys, exactly, because they were among the big boys of Nigerian football. So it's really, it's something different to see them languishing at the bottom half of the table. But just like the manager said, they need to take each game at a time, each point as it comes, and then try to gather as many as they can to push themselves up the table, and then probably mount something serious by next season, because I believe this season they might not be able to mount any significant title challenge.
At least then they even get out of
exactly. So they get out of the relegation zone, and then maybe towards next season they might think of launching an assault on the title.
Well, we know that Kano Pillars actually among the big boys when it comes to MPFL, but this season have not been too scintillating for them. But right now, just looking at the table again, you look at the fact that Kano Pillars from 19 now, they moved to 17th position with 26 points, minus 7 goal difference. Dakar, well, they are standing 16. Sunshine Stars that they defeated are standing 7th on the log with 36 points, playing 25 matches with 4 goal difference. And Katsina United are 15 on the log with 27 points, with 15 rather, with minus 6 goal difference, while Abia Warriors actually standing 14. Ibrahim, look at this. It's very funny because Katsina defeated Abia. Now Katsina are standing 15, Abia are still 14, despite that loss.
Exactly. But they've closed the gap. You understand? That's the thing. And if you look at it, the most interesting thing is now, right now, Pillars have a game in hand. You understand? They have a game in hand over Dakar, which, if they win, that will take them to 30 points, and that will put them level with Tornadoes, who actually have played all 25 matches. So you can understand how important each game is right now at this particular stage of the championship. You know, one win can make a lot of difference. Can make
because
a whole lot
it's
of
so
difference.
close.
Yes, exactly. It's so tight. So once you be able to pick up those points, whether home or away, whether it's a win or a draw, at least pick up those points. You will be able to make something worthwhile. I mean, like, the movement will be there.
And from the way it is, Kano Pillars are ready to at least push away from the relegation zone. From 19 now, they are 17. Hopefully, they can pick up the pieces and begin to get more points in all their games. Now, we move away from the MPFL. As we brought to you, there are 2 matches that was played in match day 25 in the MPFL. Now, we'll talk about the Italia Serie A. Well, matches were also played. Quickly, let's look at those results. At Fiorentina against Udinese, good one, shocking result there. And then you look at Atalanta, Torino. It was a goal-thrilling match, 4-4, 8 goals. And Bologna, Inter. Bologna, shockingly, also beating Inter Milan. You look at that particular game, no one saw that coming.
No, nobody saw that. Nobody saw that coming. Bologna have not beaten Inter in the past 20 years. The last time they beat them was 20 years ago. So nobody was actually expecting that.
Otanovic, the player.
Arnautovic, exactly, a former Inter player.
Yes.
I mean, like, he was there during the reign of Jose Mourinho, though he played just 5 games. But he was in part of that treble-winning team, and he came to haunt them. Nobody actually saw Bologna winning that match. With the form that Inter are on, you understand, everybody thinking that they are fighting for the Scudetto, and they needed this more than anybody else. But Bologna did a fantastic job
to beat Inter Milan.
Really, at the Dallara, it was absolutely fantastic. And for Milan fans like me,
they will be celebrating.
we're actually celebrating
because
something like that.
If Inter had won that game, at least that would have been an opportunity for them to upstage.
Yes, they would have been,
AC Milan.
They would have been at the top of they would have been top of the league. They would have been topping with a point with 4 games to go, and that would have made a world of difference. But right now, it's Milan's Scudetto to lose, even though Milan has a tougher run-in than Inter has.
Yes.
Yeah, because they're playing Fiorentina, and they're playing Atalanta, Sassuolo. You understand? Which is these guys. These are tough places to go. These are tough teams to actually meet. But they have a tougher run-in. But right now, it is theirs to lose because they're top of the league with 4 games to go, 2 points on top.
Then you look at Fiorentina. What happened to them?
It was really for them to lose at home to Udinese. I mean, like, Udinese is not like this sort of fantastic team. Exactly, fantastic team that you say they can go and blow people away. But I mean, to go to Fiorentina's home, beat them by 4 goals to 0, it was absolutely scandalous. Really, it was something that we didn't see coming. It was coming straight from left field, and well, it's a great result for Udinese. And just like we just talked about right now, Udinese's next game is against Inter, and Fiorentina are playing Milan.
And this can actually spur them into action for the fact that they were able to win away at the city of Florence against Fiorentina. Yeah. That shows that, okay, if we did this away, then we can actually do it at home by beating Inter Milan. After all, Bologna did it, exactly.
So
we too can do it.
So that's the thing. So they can be party poopers as well. And on the flip side, it could actually galvanize Fiorentina as well to do something worthwhile with their own game against Milan. Because if they might feel they have to redeem themselves by getting beat 4-0 by Udinese, they might want to redeem themselves against Milan, and that might be a tough assignment for the Milanese, because it's going to be very difficult for them to do something worthwhile about it. So it could work both ways, you understand, for each of those teams fighting for the Scudetto. But right now, it is a 2-horse race. It's between the 2 Milan clubs. We all know the Scudetto is probably going to Milan, the city of Milan. but we don't know where it's going.
At least
whether it's going to be the blue half or the red half of Milan.
This time around, well, a good one. But Atalanta Torino 4-4. A game that, well, if I want to look at Atalanta's performance both in Europe and in Italia Serie A, you want to rate them higher than Torino. But Torino actually gave everything they had, and they were able to score also 4 goals against Atalanta. That shows that really the Bergamo, they are ready for this. For Torino to have come there, getting 4-4.
For neutrals, for us neutrals, it was a fantastic game. I mean, like, to get eight goals in the Serie A match is absolutely fantastic. It was a good one. Torino had a problem scoring goals early on in the season. We're relying heavily on Belotti. The goals
Belotti has been their main man.
Yes,
so.
but the goals have not been coming. But we all know Atalanta can score goals. I think they have the highest number of midfielders that have scored.
And they score a lot of goals.
Exactly. They score a lot of goals from everywhere. From every side position on the pitch, they have goal scorers.
Yeah, like they are the Man City of
you understand? They score a lot of goals. But the thing is, in recent games, Gasperini hasn't been finding it easy. You know, Atalanta have not been getting the results that they need to.
In Europe too.
Yes, of course. In recent games, they have really not been doing quite well. The Atalanta of last season and 2 seasons ago were absolutely fantastic. Everybody was afraid of them. But I mean, for a Torino team that is lacking in belief, as this Torino team is lacking in this season, for you to go to Bergamo and get a 4-4 draw. I mean, like, 4-4 is absolutely scandalous. And, well, for us neutrals, it's fantastic. But I think something needs to be done about Atalanta. Atalanta really need to do something to steady the ship, because it's not going well for them at all. Because at the beginning of the season, everybody thought they will be up there with the big boys, battling with the top 4, just like they used to. But now it doesn't seem like it's going to be that.
Well, we've been looking at Italia Serie A. Matches were played where Atalanta Torino ended in an 8-goal thriller, where 4-4 there, and you have Fiorentina being beaten at home, surprisingly, by Udinese. For Inter Milan, a shocking defeat from Bologna there, 2-1. Those are the results of the matches played over there to fight for Scudetto between Inter Milan and AC Milan. Now, the big one that actually happened across the whole world that everyone wanted to see what's going to happen. Can Villarreal turn the table? But they tried. They couldn't do it. But Liverpool, they came, they saw, they conquered. Good one for Liverpool. Victorious over Villarreal at Anfield. It was a game that a lot of people actually tipped them to win. And you check out the percentage of the domination, statistics-wise, 72-28. That shows that really Liverpool were much in the game. Although you look at the goals did not come early. Exactly. They really suffered for it. Exactly. They took their time.
Exactly. They had to. They were made to work for it. They were actually made to work for it.
They worked for it. Yeah.
They were made to work for it, because a lot of people actually believed Villarreal were going to be blown out of the water. But with the first half, it didn't show that. Yes, Liverpool had the possession, they had the chances, but they couldn't convert any of them. And Villarreal was still in the game up until that first goal came in the second half. And even after the goal came, I mean, like, they were still in it. I mean, 1 goal behind is really not a bad result. You know, the second goal might have put things in a different perspective going into the second leg. But I believe Villarreal did a great job in trying to frustrate Liverpool in the first half and limit the opportunities that they had to a particular degree. But it didn't work out at the end, because they had a few half chances which they couldn't capitalize on, and unfortunately it didn't work out the way they thought it would work out. Well, we'll see. The second leg is still there, and a lot of things can still happen.
That's why I'm actually going to looking at the fourth leg in the UEFA Champions League. What Liverpool did, they really showed class against Villarreal, despite the fact that those goals rather came late. Well, to some extent, Estupina actually helped them before Sadio Mane added his own. But you look at what are the expectations for the second leg, as Villarreal will be at home, and a lot of people will be like, okay, if Unai Emery could hold Liverpool to that extent over there at Anfield, the second leg at home in Spain, do you think things can turn around? The problem
now that Villarreal is facing is they have nothing to hold on to. So they can't go and say, okay, we're going to stop Liverpool from playing. They can't do that anymore. They have to come out, because they need to score goals.
Now, then it means from the way it is now, you're already conceding to Liverpool.
No, I'm not conceding. I'm not saying that they will lose. I'm not saying that they will lose. All I'm saying is that their style will change. You understand?
But they're not going Liverpool to be very tough.
It's going to be very, very tough. It's going to be tough for any team. It's tough for any team to beat Liverpool. You understand? No matter where they're playing, it's going to be very tough for any team to beat Liverpool. I'm not saying it's impossible. It is not. You know, as I keep saying, and I will keep on saying this, names don't win games. You understand?
Then, so it means from the way it is, you still see Villarreal turning teams around to beat
It's football.
Liverpool.
Nobody ever thought that Villarreal will kick out Juventus and Bayern Munich in the
Okay,
same
let's look at it this way. Yes, names don't play football, but at times they do play football too.
No, names play football. They don't win games.
Now, what I'm saying is, if Liverpool, yesterday, they were able to win 2-0.
Yes.
Now, going to Villarreal's home, and you're still looking, okay, maybe Villarreal will be able to score 1-0 or 2-1, but there's still hope for Liverpool too to add more, because they will be spoiled into action that, yes, if we could do, we can still add more goals and at least beat these guys hands down.
Yeah, just like I said earlier, Villarreal have no option but to come out and play. When you come out and play against a team like Liverpool that attacks the way Liverpool does, definitely you will leave spaces in behind. You understand? For those players to exploit, and that is when the problems will arise. It was easy for Villarreal yesterday to actually contain Liverpool because they didn't have to go out. They didn't have to come out of their shell. They didn't have to attack. You know, the first goal Liverpool scored was a lucky one. The deflection made all the difference, you know, and that led to the concession of the first goal. But they were able to limit Liverpool. They were able to hold them because they didn't have to go out, you know. A 0-0 would have been a fantastic result for them, and they went out to play for that. But they can't play for that now. So they have to come out, they have to play, they have to attack, and because they need goals. That is when the space is going to arise. That is when they're going to have space. Liverpool are going to have spaces, and they will exploit those spaces. That is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that I'm not saying that Liverpool cannot, or should I say Villarreal are going to be blown away. I'm not saying that. And I'm not saying that Liverpool is going to find it easy. Liverpool might win the tie overall, but they're not going to find it easy as people assume they might. Just like we saw yesterday. It wasn't as easy as people thought it would be.
From the way it is, a lot of people already at least touting maybe it's going to be Liverpool, though the Man City Real match is very, very
that is poised. That is almost evenly poised. A lot of people look at the 4-3 and say Man City is leading, and if Real Madrid can score 3 goals at Etihad, they can go and score 3 goals as well. It doesn't work like that. You understand? There's a gulf when you look at what Real Madrid have done in the Champions League and when Manchester City have done in the Champions League. You can't really compare that. And in these kind of situations, history actually plays a very, very big part in it, because Real Madrid have been there before. They've been there, they've done that. Carlo Ancelotti has seen everything that you need to see in the Champions League. You know, Karim Benzema is in fantastic form. So anything can happen when it comes to those games.
If you had to pick between these 4 teams now that will get to the final of the UEFA Champions League this season, who are you going to be pitching your tent with?
Liverpool, Real Madrid.
Seriously?
Yes.
We'll wait to see if it's going to be Liverpool, Real Madrid. Because, well, anything can still happen. It's still very open. What if it turns out to be Villarreal,
Manchester City? Yes, it could happen. It's a possibility. It is a possibility. You can't discount anything. You understand? It could be Manchester City, Liverpool. It could be Real Madrid, Villarreal. Exactly. That would be amazing.
Man City, Liverpool.
That would be amazing for Unai. That would be amazing for Unai Emery. It would be heartbreak for Arsenal fans, but it would be fantastic for Unai Emery.
Because if Villarreal can still manage their way to crawl to the final, to face either Man City or Real Madrid, I know it's going to be a very tough match.
Exactly, and I think for Villarreal to actually reach the semi-final of the Champions League this season, it's a fantastic achievement for them, because nobody gave them a chance. Nobody really gave them a chance. The likes of PSG are at home right now trying to win League 1. Barcelona is there languishing in the Conference League. You understand? These are teams that have names.
What has Barcelona done to you?
People will start reeling out names that you have this, you have that, this person and that person. PSG would have won the Champions League like 16 or 17 times when it comes because of its names. You understand? Because names don't play football, and that's what I'm saying. They don't win games.
Well, we wait to see who actually win between these 4 teams. We're talking UEFA Champions League, Villarreal, Manchester City, Liverpool, and also Real Madrid. The Los Merengues is going to be a big one. The second leg will be next week. Let's see who actually qualifies. Who brings 4, like I always say, between the 4. It's been a wonderful time with Ibrahim Yusuf in the studio. Good to have you.
Always nice to be here.
Yes, I am Adeni Ajishafe. Thanks for watching.